Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Toonami panel. We've made a yearly tradition out of this, and, selfie time.
Always.
So for those who are new, we'll go down the line and see, and please introduce yourselves.
I'm Sean Moore. Do I need to do like a more introduction?
Yeah.
What do you do?
What
I oversee the site and digital pre-flight and the app.
Nice, and I don't believe he was here the last couple of years, if I remember
No,
correctly.
I'm fairly new. Past couple of years.
Nice.
He works on other Adult Swim-related digital projects, but he also works on Toonami, and he is the person solely responsible for developing the app.
Nice.
So it better be good. So if you don't like the app, at this guy. And trust me, yeah, he doesn't have one.
Oh.
Coincidentally, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. No, he'll have one by the time it launches.
Okay.
I'm Jason. I run Toonami.
Hi, I'm Dana Swanson. I do the voice of Sarah aboard the Absolution, and I also do mobile gaming segments and anime segments and con prep segments on Toonami Preflight.
And I'm Gil Austin. I write stuff for Toonami and run some other things that Jason doesn't like doing.
Hi, I'm Chris Hartley. I'm head of production for Toonami and Adult Swim promotions and sponsorship. And thank you.
I'm Johnny Ray, and I'm an editor.
He has a really awesome tattoo on his right leg there.
Thank you.
So, Paul, we're going to let you lead off with the first question.
So obviously we've had a lot of announcements this Toonami panel, which is great. Thank you for doing that. But the question that comes up now that I have to ask, and I don't know if you can answer it, but you're involved with Sentai Filmworks now. You have a relationship.
Yes.
Does this mean that you guys are going to go after Season 1 of Big O? So you have the complete whole thing?
We don't know yet. We know we are first going to start, with Akame ga Kill and see how that goes. We have other things we're talking to Sentai about, but like any new relationship, we want to start slowly and see how we get along and then move forward from there. It took us long enough to get to this point. We're just happy to have this one dub premiere, but hopefully we will have the same great relationship with them that we have with Funimation, with Viz, with Aniplex, and you'll see more Sentai stuff, including perhaps Season 1 of the Big O, which I too would love to see back on Toonami.
Awesome. Well, Sketch has got a question, so we'll let him ask.
Sketch!
Well, now that Toonami it's kind of like the only source for action animation outside of a few select shows. So I really want to know what you guys feel about the current state of action animation on U.S. television in particular.
Oh, well, you know what? I'm going to let Gil start. I'll answer it after. No, I'm going to answer, but I'll let...
You mean in other places, or our ability to get new shows, or like what the landscapes?
Just the landscape.
I mean, we're showing what's out there. People are always wanting to know what new shows are coming, and it's that people don't necessarily watch those shows outside Toonami for the most part. I mean, they're Cartoon Network for a younger generation, but there's just not that big of a market, honestly, was what I would say.
Dana, opinion?
Oh,
Do you watch any...
not a ton. Animation-wise, like as far as like stuff that's airing on television, I think a lot of it's probably going straight to streaming. Like I have a feeling that things are like I'm actually more fascinated with what Hulu Plus is doing and what Crunchyroll's doing as far as like here we're just putting it all here and you can find it. As far as things that are being developed for TV, I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, I think that action animation on TV is basically a thing of the past. I think that when CGI caught up to the visions people have in their heads of what people like superheroes and over-the-top action heroes should be doing, if you're a 6-year-old boy or girl and you're into action, or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10-year-old, you're just going to go see the new Marvel movie, and then you're going to watch the Marvel cartoon that comes straight to video that you can download from iTunes or watch on And as far as whether or not there would be enough of an audience for an ad-supported network to be able to show one of those shows, I think that the entire landscape of television has changed. When you can watch Daredevil, a live-action Daredevil, are you going to watch an animated Daredevil when our whole society is sort of moving away from animation because CGI can be so seamlessly integrated now? So I just think, sadly, action animation is more of a thing of the past, although I wish it wasn't. Wah, wah. We quit.
That's sad. Well, what do you think it would take to kind of jumpstart action animation in the industry? Do you think that maybe there just needs to be the right show?
I think there's always room for a hit show to sort of change things, or, there's always when something like a SpongeBob happens, the whole culture, there's an impact, or a Ren and Stimpy or whatever. But I don't know if there could be an action show that would have that impact that would be a cartoon these days. I don't know that they're set up for success in terms of, is there money? Is it going to have to be developed from a toy property? Will it have to be from a pre-existing comic book, which will then have to tie into 5 other things? I think corporate synergy has sort of in some ways flattened the landscape and made it harder than ever to have those weird one-off hits. It could happen, but I don't know what it would take. I mean, it would almost take the whole industry changing, and I don't know if that's, hate to be defeatist, but I don't see that happening. But you never know. Sometimes networks catch lightning in a bottle, and they never know either. That's TV. So,
yeah, it seems like people are just having a hard time getting those shows made if they want to get them made. So now we got to ask, are you looking at Cannon Busters?
We're looking at, just like I said on the panel, we're looking at any and all new shows. It all depends on a number of factors, money being the first one. So we are looking at animation from not just Japan, not just the U.S., everywhere, including Cannon Busters. If you want to rob a bank and give us the money, I won't tell. No, but really, don't do that. Or do, but give me the money.
So I know you've answered this for me before, but you said you have a different answer all the time because it's always changing. So what would you say is the real importance and significance to Toonami right now in the current culture of action animation, television, all that stuff out there?
Well, I'll answer this and then pass it down because I think people that worked on Toonami might have different feelings about it. For us, I think we still serve sort of the same function we did, but now we're the only people serving that function, which both makes us more and less important at the same time. We are one of the only places that you can go and you don't know what is going to be on, and we are treating it, we treat things with care, but you don't have to have known what they were before you came in. You can discover a show on Toonami. You can't if you want to watch a show on a streaming network, you have to go type in the name of the show. You have to have the intent of watching it. Television, the one thing television does that no streaming service offers yet is discovery. You can flip around on channels and find things that you've never seen. You can be served up content that you didn't know you wanted in the first place. And Toonami still serves the function, and people just told me this tonight. They just found out about Kill la Kill from watching Toonami, even though the anime community knew about Kill la Kill for years. And obviously the sub had been out for years and it had a reputation already. There's still thousands and thousands of people every week when Toonami airs that are seeing anime for the first time, or they're seeing a particular show for the first time. And we are now the only place that does it, really. So while I think maybe that matters less and less in the world of streaming, it still matters enough to us to keep doing. So that's my answer.
Yeah, I guess I always think of Toonami as like the sushi chef's box of dreams. Like, here's everything that's fresh right now. Here's everything that we like today that was in the market that we want to show for you. This is that selection. And it's nice to have, like, in music, it's your friend can make you a mixtape or you tune into a certain station. It's nice to have everything there at once that you can communicate to other friends and other fans. Oh, I just watched that. Me too. We all just watched that together. It's communal in a way that other places aren't.
Yeah, I mean, I think that to Jason's point and Dana's both, it's for every 1,000 people you know who know a show, there's another 100,000 people who don't. So we, as Toonami, our fans who are Toonami fans aren't necessarily the most hardcore anime fans that people who are think that that's the entire community, but I don't think that that's necessarily true. And so it's fun to bring shows to people and have them discover new shows. And I think similar to the way Adult Swim is more than just the collection of the shows that are being broadcast, there is a caretaking and a curating that goes on, and it's the stuff that Tom says that people may or may not disagree with, but you're definitely having an opinion about, and it's you're hearing that new piece, or you're seeing that new music video, or you're seeing that video game that you may say, that's not true, I hate that game, or, oh yeah, totally, I love that game, but you're part of that experience, and just being able to have social media play a larger part into that too, and you're able to sit there and follow along Twitter, and you're just having one giant action anime club every Saturday night is I think what people want from us, and what we try to give to them is what I would say.
I think too, I mean, it's the personal aspect of the Toonami block that I've, picked up on. I know I'm not necessarily a big anime watcher, but I do enjoy the shows that are on our block. And I think what I've always been, and I guess impressed is not the word, but what I always am kind of blown away by is when people come, we come to these conventions and they say, I've been watching since 97, I grew up with Toonami, and it's just a very personal touch that this block has. And I think, just saying that what it can do to the community, it's not just watching it and saying, oh, that's my favorite show. It's more of a conversation. And I think that that's a nice touch that is not really on television these days.
I like.
I edit. Johnny edits.
I edit. I like turtles. I like seeing the coming to cons and just seeing in general the kind of how the shows we run jump into kind of popular culture. They kind of spike after we run it. I notice, maybe I just notice it more, but coming to conventions and this year and last year, like Attack on Titan stuff, you see way more of that now. And I like to think that we had something to do with that. I see these people wearing that kind of stuff. I'm like, oh, I bet they saw my promo. I bet they, are into it. Maybe we had a little part in that, and I think that's awesome. And I think we do. Like, keep an eye out, see how many Kame Ga Kill outfits you see this year, and check next year and see how much it spiked. But I feel like I notice it. Like, I remember when we ran DBZ after that hit, it was everywhere, like AWA, the old school, and I was I couldn't, I was so surprised. So I think we're do have an impact.
So I have one final question before we get to fan questions, because we wanted to kind of do this a little bit differently this year. There's something out there on the internet, and there was a bump once, and for the life of me, Caboose can't find it, so I don't know what it was, but they said something about a Toonami Live being at San Diego Comic-Con. What is that?
Oh, yeah, we can talk about that. I think that was an Adult Swim bump. They didn't tell us they did, but we will be doing a 2-hour episode of Pre-Flight live from Comic-Con. There's going to be an Adult Swim meat wad tent at Comic-Con, so it's not inside the convention center. It's sort of outside. And on, I think it's Saturday from 1 to 3, we will have a live special 2-hour Pre-Flight broadcast. And in fact, you guys can break this news. We are going to solicit from Toonami viewers suggestions for Gil and I to cosplay, and we're going to choose. This is Gil's stupid idea. We're gonna, and I hope he lives to regret it, because I already do. We're gonna each pick a cosplay outfit, and we will do the entire broadcast as whoever those characters are, not in character, but just dressed as them. So please ask Toonami fans to go ahead and we'll put a Facebook post up, but also they can tell you guys who they think we should be. I'm guessing it's going to be a lot of Sailor Mars for me.
I think you're kind of screwed now.
Yeah. Well, I'm choosing ultimately, but I want them to choose on. Yeah. Yeah. It's not the number one suggestion because no.
Now,
Yeah, I'm sure.
now, real quick to add on to that, does that mean you're going to do Near Comic-Con too then?
Say that again?
New York
No.
Comic-Con?
We don't know yet. We have no current plans for New York Comic Con. That may happen. Right now, the live pre-flight episode at Comic-Con is an experiment. They're also going to be doing Fish Center, their other streaming show there,
Right.
Thursday and Friday. So we are going to just see what's what. Also, this lady will be on the ground talking to cosplayers, cosplaying it up.
Cosplay hunt.
And I'm sure Steve, because Steve will be there.
Well, we are hoping to have Steve if he's not currently booked, but obviously he is busy working for Star Wars, and that has to come first. So we're just going to see what's what. We'll just have to sort of see in Gill's one of Gill's favorite phrases.
All right, so for our first question, it's going to come from Nate. We're going to do this a little bit differently.
Whoa, what?
So let me
Crazy.
call him in here.
Wow.
Hopefully.
If he doesn't answer, he's screwed. You blew it, kid. You blew your shot. It's done.
Connecting. Hello, Caboose. Guess what? You're on live with the Toonami crew.
Hey, Caboose. Thanks for all your work. We always know if we can't find a Toonami file.
There we go.
Oh, there you go. Hey.
Oh, Dana's
hello.
taking a picture of you.
We always know if we can't find a Toonami promo that Caboose put it up in HD somewhere, and that's why we sometimes post yours instead of ours. So you have it up first.
And I don't know if the mic's going to pick up your question, Caboose, but if you want to ask them.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll definitely be recording tonight, as usual.
Good deal. Do you have a question for us? Paul said you did. Is he lying?
What's up?
I think this experiment might be a failure.
Yes. You have a question for them, don't you?
Well,
We have it in writing.
my question actually kind of got answered already at the Q&A.
Oh, okay.
You guys did a great job handling that, even though it's mostly just acquisition show,
Always.
question after acquisition show. It was just. But yeah, I thought the panel went really great.
Cool. I think we got. I think
we're good.
Thanks, Caboose.
Thanks, Caboose.
Where are you right now?
I'm in my room.
Yeah, well,
Actually, move your. Wait a minute.
oh, he has,
move your
his
head.
walls
Move
painted
your head.
Toonami. Yeah.
Yeah. For those of you that can't see, during the interview, he has a big Toonami mural on the back of his wall.
Pretty cool.
So-
I've seen that photo before. It's awesome.
But was there a question you wanted to ask him, or you just wanted to say hi?
I saw you guys have all those shirts with the Toonami shield on them. I was wondering if, we'll be able to get any of those yet, because I'd definitely kill for one of those.
Well, don't do that. We can definitely get you one of those for sure.
Okay.
Just you got to get him your address,
Oh, I will. Don't worry.
and then he'll get it to me, and then we'll get you a shirt.
All right, that
Don't-
sounds great.
Don't forget to put the size.
Oh, yeah, no
Otherwise,
problem.
you're gonna get a tiny shirt.
All right. Well,
All right.
if that's it, Caboose, we're gonna let you go.
Okay, well, that's fine.
Thanks, man. Thanks, Caboose.
You do so much more than bring up the rear.
Prop him up right there.
So, do you guys have more fan questions? Okay.
Wait, I think you turned it around so he sees you.
He's got.
All right, so let's get to the other fan questions here.
Okay. This was probably one of the best questions I've heard in quite some time, to be quite honest.
Oh, wow.
So, No Official asks, so since Toonami was technically a spin-off of Space Ghost, since Moltar was our original host, and Aqua Teen Hunger Force was also a spin-off of Space Ghost Coast to Coast, are Aqua Teen and Toonami in the same universe?
Wow. That is really smart.
I mean, I don't see any way of avoiding saying yes. I think they have to be. They have to be in the same universe. But the good thing about us being in the Aqua Teen universe means, like, literally anything can happen and we don't have to explain it ever. So anytime anyone has a problem with a plot hole in anything we do, we can just be like, Aqua Teen universe, man. I don't know.
Or you could be like Aqua Teen Hunger Force Go.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, the answer to that question has to be yes.
All right.
If only we could get Richard Belzer in, then we can do the TV unification theory. But
That's awesome. So, James Cole asks, it has been about 3 years now since Toonami's official return to television. What would you say is the biggest lesson that you all have learned in that time?
well, I'll pass this one down and do this one last.
JR.
I think the biggest lesson I've learned is that people care.
Yay!
I had no idea anybody cared until, we did that stunt. Yeah. And I'm glad for it. Thanks for caring, everybody.
Yay!
I wasn't part of the first Toonami, so I don't know that I necessarily have a lesson learned other than plan ahead. Plan ahead.
Spoken like the head of production.
Write it down, make a list, check things off, moving on.
Keep it going.
What's next week?
Lesson learned feels like necessarily a mistake, but I think Johnny's point is the same. But I mean tons of mistakes. We would forget and run things wrong in the first iteration of Toonami too. We just never knew because no one ever told us. So it's knowing. It's the instant feedback is the biggest thing that's the biggest change for me, and I would say for us coming back is just being able to have that interaction and being able to see in almost seemingly faster than real time the things that we, through all sorts of different human error, are just things we can't control, and then things that we can, and just learning what people like and what they're looking for, and just helping grow the block organically, I would say.
I can say that I guess watching. So I was in the building when Toonami was on in the aughts, and we worked very closely with Jason and GIll before the return of Toonami. But when Toonami returned, it was this experiment in, okay, well, we have our jobs, and then now we're going to put this other job on top of our jobs. And then Pre-Flight came along, and it was, okay, we have this job, we have this other job, and now we have this other job that we're doing. But you only get paid for the one. But these other two are so important because of the way that people care about everything that's said and everything that's done. So I think it's Jurassic Park. Life finds a way. And I really think that Toonami has found a way to exist in all of our lives.
Wow. I don't know how we can top Life Finds a Way. Welcome to Jurassic Park. I think echoing what Johnny and Gil said, I mean, you definitely get real-time feedback, and you see the attention to detail that fans have is so much greater than we can even ever have the time for, that I actually rely on fan feedback to tell us when we screwed something up, or more importantly and more commonly, when BOC doesn't air the correct ending to an episode. Whenever stuff like that happens, we won't know unless people tell us. So as long as people are doing it nicely, it's incredible to know that, like Monday morning, I can come in and say, well, this, and this happened, fans are saying, and the fans are always right about that kind of stuff. So that's been incredible, and for a block like ours that's sort of a boutique, sort of, for want of a better term, handcrafted block, it's very important to get those details right, and when we don't, we kick ourselves when it's our fault. When it's not our fault, we kick the other guys who screwed it up. But it's been great to be in the modern media landscape and be accessible to fans in a way that you never could before. It certainly has its challenges, but I wouldn't trade it because it makes the block better. Sean? Yes. Sean's new to the team, so we won't pressure him with these sorts of questions.
But he
Life
has
finds a way.
But he has a brilliant beard. Yes, he's the beard of the group.
Yeah, he is the beard of the group.
So, this one's for the editors. What advice would you give to those who want to get into editing? And this question is courtesy of Matthew Rivera.
Well, we only have one of our editors because Sarah rushed off to actually go edit to fix the audio issues that we had with the stream. So, Johnny, will you?
Sorry, Johnny, we're out of time.
No such thing.
Well, luckily, in this day and age, the editing software is really easy to come by. It's pretty cheap. You can get your hands on it, so it's easy just to do it at your house and learn and get better. It used to be, it was really, really expensive software and things like that, and if you had to learn it, you had to get on-the-job training or go to school or something like that. So, I'm impressed with the fan videos that are coming out these days, so that's what you do. Just start cutting stuff at your house. Get Final Cut, Apple, iMovie, whatever you can get. It's all kind of the same. Just start doing it. That's how you become an editor. And then if there's a place you want to work, just start working there. Get a job answering the phones, cleaning out a closet, I don't know, sorting tapes, and then work your way.
Files.
I meant just like fax things and like work with the modems. I don't know.
Johnny clearly is still in the 90s.
Heyday, baby.
Exactly. So, the next question is from Frank Savoca. Why did you decide to do an online streaming show now rather than earlier? And what have the number of views for the show been like?
We weren't given a choice. We were told by Mike Lazo, you will do a streaming show. So, originally, I worked on something called Music Bros Music Club, and it changed several times. When that we realized that wasn't kind of what we wanted it to be, Lazo said, well, Toonami. So we already have a staff of people who work on Toonami every week, so we are luckily able to bring some of that production expertise to Pre-Flight. It's doing well. We're happy with the number of streams we're getting, and it's continuing to do better, although, please tell everyone you know to watch it.
Same as the regular blog.
But yeah, we started it now because we were told to start it, and it's a lot of work. Quite honestly, it's probably not something we would have dreamed up on our own, but we have fun doing it, and we think it's a good it's a good addendum to Toonami. If you want to go a little deeper, Pre-Flight is a good way, and we try to keep it open to talk about more than just Toonami every week. We try to talk about other topics that can get people interested. But that said, if anybody has suggestions on how we could make it better, other than things like delete yourself, then please tell us. Delete yourself? I don't know. We'll figure it out. You're the digital guy.
I'd actually like to hear from Chris following that up on how Pre-Flight has changed things around the office. The production aspect of it.
It's I'm just like, where do I begin? Now we do a 1-hour broadcast every week. So in addition to the block that we produce, we're now meeting. We have Monday morning meetings, and we go through what we're going to talk about on Tuesday, and just collect everything, and then talk about the upcoming weeks. So I guess just production flow-wise, it's really, kind of up the ante in terms of what we do in William Street and what we get, out of the building and on the internet. So it's really changed. It's we used to have some down days on Monday and Tuesday, and now we have no down days. So that's probably Friday. So we are getting the Toonami stuff in earlier, so that's a little bit better. But so we have to do a lot of coverage, a lot of teaching everyone what everyone else does, so it can always be up. So it's changed.
Okay, and this is one last fan question. This one is from Matthew Moose, or Matthew Moose. I don't know. It's Moo with an S at the end of it.
How do you spell it?
Moos.
Moose. Matthew Moose. Moose.
Moose. No
Mouth.
umlaut, no umlauts or anything. I was thinking it might be Dutch. But After running Toonami for so many years, is there anything you would have changed in the original or current Toonami, or done differently, taking into consideration everything you have learned? Or would you still have kept Toonami just as it was?
No. Gil's not one for looking back. I don't think we would have done too many things differently because we've always worked very hard to maximize what we can do within the parameters we're given by the network in terms of budget, time constraints, support. We probably would do a few things differently, like maybe not have aired Tenchi GXP, maybe no Tom 4, but these are minor things, you know. I think for the most part, we really have left it all on the show. Like, we really give everything we can so that we don't have to worry about big regrets because we are doing the absolute best we can within what we're given. Sorry, guys. There's a gentleman moving a table.
Barry, keep this in.
There's an arcade game where you can flip the table.
I like it. I don't need an arcade game to do that.
Okay, well, that brings us to the end of our fan questions and the end of another Toonami panel for another year. Is there anything you folks would like to say in parting to the fans and maybe in general?
I would just like to say heartfelt thank you to everyone who watches, people who watch every week, people who watch once in a while, anyone who talks about it, anyone who's passionate or concerned about the block and how it does. Anyone who wants the best for the block and tells their friends about it, I appreciate all of you. And you guys, you guys obviously doing everything that you do, getting the word out there. You have more followers than I do, which is good. More and more, please. So yeah, thanks to you guys and thanks to anyone who watched this. That's what I have to say.
Is this closing arguments? Oh yeah. In closing, I am extremely thankful for people that watch the block and that have reached out to any of us in particular and either said thank you or asked for advice. I know there are lots of people out there looking for advice, and it's I think it's fascinating to be looked at as someone who can give advice. That sounds weird when you're like, oh, I think I'm an adult and I can give you advice. So I'm deeply appreciative of what the groups like Toonami Faithful do, and I love that you get a little extra press from the fans there. It's super cool.
Yeah, just definitely thank you for everything. Know that there is no great Toonami conspiracy that we're out to do something that you think or that we're lying about anything. We are always doing our best, and they're telling the truth. There's no greater agenda other than us trying to do the best that we can.
By the way,
And
we're not
sometimes
employed
those
by
change.
Toonami, just so everybody knows.
Paul, do
Yet.
you really think they're going to listen?
But yeah, thanks everybody. It's been great, and hopefully we'll continue to be so.
Yes, thank you all. I think the passion of the fans of Toonami is pretty amazing. It continues to blow me away when I watch all the feedback and the comments and everything. So thank you. You guys are great.
Yeah, really appreciate all the fans, and I appreciate folks like yourself that take it upon yourselves to make videos, and people like Caboose who post things online and just keep it all going and keep it in people's minds. People that get on Twitter and say, we need to make this, keep posting this stuff. I appreciate all that, and all the comments you guys leave. I always read those on the promos I cut. So thanks for the fans, it really feels like a communal thing, appreciate it.
By the way, Caboose's smile is about 10 feet wide right now, so...
You don't want me to do closing words. No, I'm very thankful to be part of the team and be part of Toonami in general. I actually showed Jason, I had his old business card when I first met him in 2001, and I was like, holy crap, I met this guy. I actually get to work on it now. And it's amazing to me because I get to work on it because of the fans and because of you guys. That's the only reason it's here, is that we actually get to do something that we actually enjoy as part of what we do as not as work, because it's what we kind of naturally do as individuals. And I appreciate that we actually get to do that for a living. So thank you.
Yay.
Great job. Great job, everyone.
Everybody, yes, thank you. And
Thank you.
that will bring an end to our Momocon coverage for 2015. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in and putting up with our crap, and also
Thank you.
really doing a great job tweeting the Toonami panel, because it was straight fire out there.
Thank you. See ya.
Spitting nails.
Bye, Caboose!